All right, just working with Anonymous, broadcasting on this live stream, flying in the bombardier seat of a bomber that just took off, headed to Marquis West. Still working on bomber operations and trying to smooth out these. So far, all the airfields are done, so I'm going to see if I can't rotate the map with two of the fuel targets and all of the airfields destroyed. So my goal is to run. Each mission lasts about an hour, so I've got the map on rotation for 12 hours. I might even start it sooner and put the mission in for 14 hours so that the possibility of going after targets. I think what we need is a couple more people running the bomber operations, but right now, Anonymous is working on what we're trying to find out is what is the best code in the tab menu under recipients or under 5 for air targets to get your guys to get into the fight. So we're going to do one. He's going to grab another group and do one to where he pushes no keys. So to see if the guys go one by one and get into the fight with no keys. And just gets his report contacts on and see if they go into the fight without pushing any buttons. But again, this is for Team Fusion. What Anonymous I have been working on is we need to clean up the air targets menu and have it be more specific, as well as in the menu rejoin. There's no rejoin in the mission menu, so that's important. We also need the aspect of bomber command. And I had mentioned this to Fatal, who's working on a menu. I hope if he can get it to work. So that menu is for air targets, and that's kind of shady right now. I think it can be perfected. And then you need a air targets to ground targets. So you need a number 8 that says ground targets, or so that you don't have to bump the whole menu. You just need to add another menu for ground targets in the main menu. If you guys do that, that would change a little bit of the game here for those guys that want to fly bomber operations. You need a bomber operations menu, whether it's offline or online. You still need another menu. So hopefully that word gets to the main guys at Team Fusion to fix that. Other than that, still waiting on the visibility patch or the visual patch. So, I know there was an announcement for Team Fusion 6, so looking forward to that. But again, hopefully you guys are coming along with your work with the goggles or whatever the hell. What is that called again? The 3D vision or whatever. The VR. The VR. But most of us older pilots, I don't fly in VR. Might be a 30-something to 40-something group that fly in VR. More power to you. I like looking at my Spitfire controls, my wheels, and I like to be able to reach over and grab my coffee when I want to drink without spilling it and knocking it all over your keyboard. But that's just us old people. We want big screens. We want, again, I use a touchscreen overlay to get to the controls on my screen. Don't have to use my mouse. Yeah, your no, not user any. Your not your. It's your user any, not confuser. Confuser is just your Windows. So I'm going to change my formation to a Vic. Did you find your syllabuses? I must have grabbed a lead. My guy didn't move. You all right, Ryan? Did you find your syllabuses? And just all right. So back on comms, just having a chat with my son, starting his first year in college. Anyways, currently South London, headed to Croydon. Got time. Get my stopwatch back up. So again, call signs Black Knight. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Doing a live broadcast. Check the stream, make sure everything's coming out okay. Nope, I guess it's not. I thought I hit the 8 key. All right, so that whole time I've been talking, nothing. Yeah, my guy's not switching, so I'm still on the starting screen. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell, man? Did that change? What changed? My mic? Do me a favor, give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I started streaming, but my key binding is not working. Let's see. Number 8, that's what I thought. Now I'm hitting the number 8 key. Let's see if it's working now. Yes, I am in the cockpit. All right, this is Black Knight. Sorry about that. Long intro. Again, flying bomber operations on Warbirds of Prey inclusive Dover. I grabbed and jumped in the seat of a bomber. I'm in the bombardier seat. Right now, I'm not jumping into the pilot. I'm just letting the AI fly the plane. Looks like I'm in the number number 2 slot. Yeah. That's B right there. That's A. I must be in the C slot. That's got to be A. Okay, so I'm flying in the 3rd position. So I'm just in the bombardier seat. I've set up my controls. I'm ready to do a bombing run. What we've been working on is what are all the things that we have available for the tab menu. As I said, without starting the stream, what we need from Team Fusion is we see air targets, but we've got no ground targets. We've got no bombing commands. There's no bomb on my target. There's no release bombs when I release. There's no, the lead plane in any flight has no control in the command of the flight. So if you guys can give us another menu that gives that lead, that flight lead when you spawn in, the options to bomb on my target or bomb when I release, or send them to a different target, or being able to, on the map, you know, maybe if you do something with the map and the map tools, bringing up the tools with these waypoints and these markers instead of just markers, those are actual waypoints and targets. So if I put a flag here and I put attack ground point or ground attack point, G attack underscore point, which is what's in the mission file, then my bombers will fly with me and release on that point. So there's some options there. But also what we've been working through and what Anonymous has been doing is flying air cover under the air targets. We're trying to find out what out of the air targets commands are working. So we put on the report contacts, but for some reason, trying to get these guys to operate, that could be cleaned up a little bit. You also, what did you say, Anonymous? You need a rejoin command. Like, yeah, you need your guys to come back to you.
Come back to formation once they've attacked.
Yeah, once you get into an attack. And I'm wondering off of that menu if it's not all is free hunt, 3 is attack fighters, 4 is attack bombers, but you're still shaky on that. And do we need to select the recipient? Like who's receiving the command before we send it out? I did a tutorial for the German pilots on how to grab a squadron on Warbirds of Prey. Yes, you can grab a squadron of planes, so you don't have to fly here all by your lonesome self and take on five fighters by yourself. At least you might have some opportunity if you do take some AI into the fight. So I did an explanation on how to grab a squadron on Warbirds of Prey. Hopefully a lot of you guys saw that. Hopefully my mic and everything is working. My headset mic looks like it's recording. Okay. All right, turning towards, what is that, Crowborough. We're headed to Crowborough.
Right.
Yeah, we just turned to go to Crowborough. And then to English Point from Crowborough. So I'm flying this track on the Marquis West. We're turning at Crowborough at number 3, which is Golf 9, number pad 5. And then we're headed to English Point for the final run. Now you could jump into this bomber group and fly it. You can fly the lead. You can fly a subordinate plane. We've been kind of trying to dig out of the game to make it more, I I guess you could say, more single player and online friendly. We don't want you to come into our server board. We want you to have some things to do. We don't have any repair missions or anything like that. We're not carrying the mission over yet. I didn't put in a stream writer or whatever to carry the battle. Highly possible. You know, implementing some of what Wolverine has in his code into, thank you, Wolverine 401 Squadron. I've used your Finest Hour mission quite a bit online. Enjoyed it. Needs to get updated, though, quite a bit. Your bomber missions caused a ton of errors. They're just too long in there. It's a great mission. I've always thought about updating an error in distance between each waypoint. So if you ever consider coming back to Cliffs of Dover, yeah, that needs to be updated quite a bit. But it's a great mission. I've always thought about updating it and creating it for a British Circus arena, but I'm not fully retired yet. And by the way, this is the last day of my play days. I go back to work on Monday. Unlike my friend Anonymous,
It's mate.
as he yawns and salutes I still have to work. As he's in the retired classes, like so many who play Cliffs of Dover are retired. Usually the hop takes about an hour. I'm about ready to turn to English. Take the nose gunner. Yeah, I've got Hastings. Yeah, I think we're going to be making our turn towards English Point if we're not already on our turn. I also noticed that the nose gunner at takeoff is not centered. So for you guys at Team Fusion, there is a bug that the nose gunner is off by about, I want to say, 10 degrees. If you notice 1001 and I see that wall, and if I go to the left, 1001, 1002, so it looks like your nose gunner is off center by 10 degrees. It needs to come to the left. You see what I'm saying? He's cockeyed at start. My pedals are centered and everything is centered, so it can't be me, because if I go back to the back gunner, if you notice this here, still not here. Even the back gunner is not centered. Maybe that is my controls. I don't think so. Because when I get in, that's where it places me. So it's like your gun turret is kind of cockeyed. It's not centered. Unless that's the way it was in the beginning. I don't know. Just something to look into. All right, I hit waypoint 3, which means I just crossed over Crowborough. All right, back to my coffee, back to the hop. Making my turn. I'll be at English Point in roughly, let's do a map, get the tools, let's go mileage. So I've got 30 miles at 140 miles per hour. So doubled is 120. So 15 minutes. All right, you still with me, Anonymous?
Yes, mate. Still buying. Just got 30k, I think.
Copy.
Yeah, 30k.
Getting on the shooting up 109s and 110s, trying to.
30k. AI pack Q.
Nice thing about being in a bomber is once you're in the bombardier seat, it's kind of fun jumping into the gunner seat right after you drop, getting on the shooting up 109s and 110s, trying to kill you. Jump off and get some coffee.
Well, I think I managed to send them out and have a fight. Because I didn't do that tab 5-1, tab 5-3. I did tab 5-5. I was chasing the 109, and then I hit tab 655, tab 5-5. They went out and had a scrap. A formation come up. I tried to call them back on formation, and then they bloody run out of fuel. So I'm going to land and see if I can do it in hurricanes. Because that seemed to work.
Hey, I'm Dave. That means all the debris out of the box. This is by 8 inches by 3 inches. The custom designed spindle operates at up to 10,000 RPM. It's a brushless DC motor, therefore you know it's good for a variety of materials. Finally, automatic tool length measurements are taken before each project to ensure calibration every time. These are just a few of the reasons that we're excited about the Carbide 3D, desktop CNC mill, and the fact. Thank you for watching. Go to matterhackers.com to shop for everything 3D printing.
Waiting for my 5 minutes to target. You find my group anonymous or no?
Well, and I just landed. I just come back. I sent them boys out.
Grab a new
I
group.
No, I told them to go and fight, and they went out and fought. I got them to go out and fight. I went tab 5-5, and they disengaged. They left me and went out and started fighting. I watched them. But it's just calling them back. It's just getting them to come back. They actually went out and fought.
Copy.
But just as they were like trying to come back to me, they run out of bloody fuel. So they said return into. So I'm gonna try it now in with hurricanes and see if that works.
Copy.
going to check how much steel they've got. Full tank of fuel.
Yeah, I've been with the Hurricanes. I've been taking 70%. Mess them up. Hopefully the 109's attacking. Guys are shooting like crazy. Here we go. Fight's on. Lined up on Marquee West. Let's see if we can take out number 2 target. Oh, I took a hit. Come on, boy. Hold together. Get my timer up. I'm pretty sure I'm into the 60-second run here. Ready to release. Yeah, there's the airfield. Bombay doors open. I'm going to bend to that tail gunner and get into this fight through nice and tight. I'm going to jump into that tail gunner and get into this fight All right. Got another group coming through. I hope this guy's not going down. Looks like it. I could jump into the 114 squadron. Get this at 14,000 feet. Yeah, just over the coast. I'm in the back squadron. I'm going to get these guys close together. Tab 613. Tab. And I'm just going to leave it in a close formation. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 14,000 feet. Usually speeds 140. Opening bomb bay doors. Dropping. Bombs away. Bombs away. And I'm going to jump into this guy's tail gunner. Get into the fight. See how we did on that ton. So now I just need to get these bombers. I'm going to get them halfway across the channel, and then I'm going to jump in another group. Anyways, Splat Knight. I'm going to sign out of the YouTube live broadcast. Hopefully you enjoyed this bomber operations and this bomber formation this morning. So I'm going to sign out. You guys have a good one. Get myself some